Hey guys, this is Man Shark Sub LPs. I'm Sub, this is Crusader Kings II, and this is Millennia in the Making, episode 113. We're currently playing as the aging Kaiser Wilhelm III, the Cruel of the Holy Roman Empire, and he's the son of Kaiser Wilhelm II, who himself was the grandson of Kaiser Wilhelm I. We are actually getting on a bit in age. I expect death any moment now. But we could last for another 15 years if we're lucky. Just see how it goes. Now, let's get on with the war count, I guess. We're at war with the High Chief Perm for the Holy Roman Ducal War for Duke Wolfram's claim on Agra, which is this place up here. We're also at war with King Asnar of Aquitaine in the Holy Roman War for the Duchy of Toulouse, the County of Provence, the County of Vivarais, and the County of Ferrez. That's just for some stuff down here, very nice. And we've got two peasant revolts that we're dealing with, one for Rostov and one for Usora. So this is the one for Rostov that we're chasing down. And the one for Usora, where is Usora? Ah, down here. So we'll deal with that. There are also some laws that I'd like to change around a bit. Not just in terms of inheritance. Where were we? Sweden, we can change that to primogeniture when we get out of these wars. And the same thing with Burgundy. Where's Burgundy? There it is. See, Burgundy's at Gavelkind, but we've got the requisite laws that we can change it to primogeniture as soon as possible. The only one we can't do that with that we need to is Finland, but we'll be able to do that with the next guy, so it'll be fine. Now as we fight on, there's some news. There's a victory up here, good. So that's the peasant revolt there dealt with. And I'll send these guys back up here to deal with this army. But there's been some news. A few days ago, Paradox announced two new expansions. One for Crusader Kings II called Charlemagne, and one for Europa Universalis 4 called Art of War. If those come out before we're done, because they only announced, they didn't really get much of a terms of details out or anything like that. But if they do if they do release them before this series is done, particularly the Crusader Kings II part of the series, we're not going to upgrade. I'm going to use the Steam Beta patching thingy, which lets you somehow, I'm not quite across how it works, but I'll get across how it works if that becomes necessary, to remain at this particular version of the game. That's because updating in the course of, in the middle of a game, can break stuff. Can break stuff really fucking hard. The main example that I have of that is when I was playing Europa Universalis 4 in my last playthrough of it, actually, as the Cree nation over in, America. This was before their American expansion happened, and getting a little bit off track here, but I think it'll make sense at the end. So, just before their American expansion happened. Now, it was only very shortly afterwards, Alabaria is converted to the Catholic faith, wonderful. Very shortly after I started, the American expansion was released, Conquest of Paradise. And it became that, as the Native Americans, I couldn't build any buildings that weren't Native American buildings. That's fine. That's absolutely fine. The problem there was because I did not own the expansion at that point, I couldn't build the Native American buildings because they were unique to the expansion. That's a problem. But, it was one that I was alright with. I wasn't gonna care too much about such things. So I just, played the game, did well. I actually westernized, which is the process where your nation becomes like a European nation because obviously they're the best and all that sort of stuff. GG Paradox. But the problem there was I westernized and then went and bought the expansion because I was getting sick of not being able to build buildings. And don't get me wrong, I was then able to build the Native American buildings no problem. But because I had westernized, I couldn't do what was called reforming my government. And because of that, I had a percentage chance for every single province that I owned to fire an event which would cost me points or, stability. And we'll get to that when we get to Europa Universalis. Trust me on that. We have a truce ending with the King of England. Good, good. And so this event would fire on a percentage chance for each province had a percentage chance of firing that event. And, it's not such a bad thing, all that sort of deal. However, look how many provinces we own right now. Okay? America is kind of like that. They're kind of like this sort of density of provinces. If every one of these has a 20% chance every month to fire a particular event, how many events do you reckon we're going to be getting? Too many is the answer. Eventually I had to really fucking game it because I couldn't stop it from happening. And it was really irritating, and that's just an example of how some things break when you take saves from before expansions and use them with expansions and things like that. And that's in addition to, Paradox just breaking stuff in the name of balance. I hear that the Charlemagne expansion may introduce a vassal limit, like how we have a demesne limit. Now, this is unconfirmed, I believe, but it's basically going to be a limit on how many vassals you can directly control. So we currently control 185. That's a lot. And yeah, I'm not exactly sure why they care about that. I mean, the stated aim is because, how we don't form kingdoms? Like, we hold the kingdom tiles personally and we don't form kingdoms and give them away to vassals because of a huge opinion penalty and how powerful they are. I believe they want to try and encourage people to form kingdoms and give them away as vassals if they are an empire. Which would be good if those kings didn't suck utter balls. So, maybe there'll be a change there. But that's the sort of penalty that we don't want to happen. We've almost won this war in Aquitaine, by the way. We should get it from beating up these guys here. Ah, look, the king himself. But don't kill him, he's a Littlefinger. Go to work, chaps. Okay, so from this we'll get the County of Provence, the County of Vivarais, the County of Forez, and the Duchy of Toulouse. Fucking done. So that's excellent for us. Let's just divvy those up while we're at it. So we're going to give Provence to somebody. Presumably the current Duke of Provence. So he's going to want it. Yep. And you know what? He can have it. County of Provence. Where was it? There it is. And the rest of these were also, they wanted to be given away to the individual dukes. Oh yeah, look at that. He wants Forez and Vivarais, so we're going to give him both. I'm sure I'm pronouncing that right. Vivarais? Sounds legit. And Forez. Now we also hold the County of Toulouse here. We don't particularly want to hold it, so let's find a Littlefinger. And we'll give him the duchy as well, because we definitely do not want to hold the duchy. So, men, not in prison, don't care about their marriage, they cannot be a ruler, I'd like them to be my religion, my culture, adult and great house, order it by a dynasty. It'd be good if we could kind of save that layout. We could probably type up here Littlefinger. Let me try that. Oh, we totally can! Oh, wow, that just saves the day. If we type up in the search thing Littlefinger, we'll get a lovely list of all the Littlefingers. This guy here seems pretty legit. Yeah, he's just, he's brave, he's also content, so he's a good duke. And we'll just give him Toulouse. Done. Good work, my friend. Now, that's given us sort of a way to get down into Spain. But before then, we have a slight thing I'd like to deal with. You. Give me Aquileia. Wait, did he seriously make himself a Prince Bishop again? Oh no, he's good. He's good. Hopefully this works. We'd kind of plotted with this earlier to turn Aquileia into a feudal county. So we'll see how this comes out in a few days. In the meantime, this army can head up towards Provence. Not Provence, Poitiers. Poitou. That place down there. Yeah, that's not gonna happen, dude. Stop it. He won't stop it. So, I guess you go to jail, bro. That's what happens if you plot. Takes forever to move around. Okay, so we just got Aquileia. Wonderful. How is the place? Looks kinda shit, to be quite honest, so let's upgrade it. Yeah. A lot of bishoprics. Yeah, shame they don't have the monastic schools infrastructure yet. They're pretty close to it. You can see there, I'm pointing at the screen again, that 3 ranks in church infrastructure is what they need. I believe it looks like they're 2 off it, and they're making progress on it, so good on them. You know, we really should start looking into getting this one here. Yeah, that's our next purchase. Town infrastructure 4 for Oberbayern, because that will get him University 2. Which, if I'm correct, gives us even more economy points. Yeah, it ups the tech spread rate by another 30% and gives us another 0.05 economy tech points. That's exceptional. Well, good, good. We still have this war over here to deal with. Let's crush it in the only way we know how. Overwhelming goddamned force. But I would like not to be actually leading that army, so you know. I can't be bothered moving one of my retinues down there. Stop it, buddy. Where's our other armies? Down here, because we were going to go to war with the Hashemids. Now, he doesn't have any allies that are worth, you know, giving a shit about. But if we do declare war on him, it'll be a holy war for Nefouad, and he'll call in a bunch of other dudes at the same time. We're also going to have some supply limit issues there. You know what? It might be just better to declare war on the Chilonids for Arabia and go on like that. Because one thing we can do is break the moral authority of the Sunni and Shias by taking the Duchy of, I believe it's the Duchy of Medina? Yep, which has Mecca and Medina in it, which are both holy sites. Who do I have truces with? Lots of people. The Byzantines, Bulgaria, Abkhazia, okay, Ireland, Aquitaine, of course. Looks like Ruthenia, yep, some dude. The Shahrazids, and Caliph Hussein of the Abbasids. How long is that one lasting for? Can't tell. Can't tell because I got troops raised. You know what? Syria. We can't declare war because we have troops raised, of course. Let's just get this peasant rebellion out of the way. And then we'll look into some good old-fashioned war. Oh, oh goddamn, it's another month on that? Wow, I misread July there. That's terrible, like really bad. Takes us forever. And these guys could kind of use a dude to lead them, I guess. Everywhere else is fine. A daughter was born to Prince Alexei and Princess Agatha. Good, good. So if I'm not mistaken, he's the current king of Bulgaria. Yeah. So they're running agnetic primogeniture, so the daughter is kind of pointless. But as soon as this guy carks it, we're in for a good time. And he should cark it fairly soon. I mean, same as us, but he's not going to be producing any more male children, so good on us. And if I remember right... Oh, apparently that was not a matrilineal marriage. It's alright. No drama. Okay, so we're going to attack this place from Zagreb here because there's no river crossing penalty apparently. When we do cross over to Europa, I'm going to bitch a lot about rivers. Like, a lot, so just prepare for that. It's gonna be a thing. Catanzaro has converted. It must be one of the ones down here, I'd say. Yeah, down here, this one here. So all of Sicily is now Catholic. Good on them. You know who else is getting a bit old? The damned Pope. Come on, buddy. You just, like, you know, die anytime now. Pope. Okay, I think we've got a battle going on up here. We sure do. One in which we should crush the opposition and hopefully even get, like, you know, a result out of a war. Come on, guys. And yes, a result. Victory. Done. Exceptional. I guess I'll take Vajaki over here while we're up here, because, you know, it takes forever to move, so we'll take Vajaki, and then I believe we were going to send those guys over to Norway. And speaking of land, we can definitely improve the size of one of our armies. This one, in fact. And we've got enough money to do it, so let's see. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Alright, that's great. Now we'll just send them up to there. They're gonna take forever to get there, but fuck it. They'll be fine. They will persevere. Alright, speaking of persevering, get some decent commanders in charge of this lot of rabble. And off they go. And that's a victory, but we'll probably have to chase them around for a bit. Yeah, easy victory there. We captured this dude. Okay, why can't we ransom him? Probably because he's a, you know, rebel. Doesn't matter. Now after we chase these guys down, we should be able to declare peace. And then make some of those quick changes to our elective laws. Or, you know, to our inheritance laws and all that sort of rubbish. And then we can get right back into the war. Yep, there's no way you can win, peasant. Perfect. Put these troops down. End the war. Wonderful. Let's change some laws. Sweden. Primogeniture. Done. And Burgundy. Primogeniture. Done. I'm not too concerned about the agnatic cognatic versus agnatic difference. I mean, absolute cognatic is just out. We can't do that. But yeah, everything else is fine. So that's good. And we're also going to tweak some of the city and church laws. We're going to reduce the levies of churches down by 10%. We're going to get a lot of messages as everybody votes on that. But in the meantime, we can start declaring war yet again. So, I believe that we have a claim on tours for the Grand Master of the Knights Templar. Or we can get the current dude here, Count Gorcellan, here as a vassal. I don't want him as a vassal, he's ambitious. So we'll press the Knights Templar claim. And yeah, we're going to get a lot of goddamn messages over here. I'll just try and get rid of all of these at once. And we're probably going to get a bunch of factions forming and disbanding and all sorts of bullshit. Disbanding because suddenly their actual reason isn't applicable, which would have been to get particular people to be the King of Sweden, and those people no longer have a claim because I changed the laws, so they're all pissed at me, as you can see here, 18.8 in the independence track. And quite a number of people pissed off with me here, but yeah, they'll be fine. I'm gonna die soon anyway. And yeah, we're gonna get a lot of approvals of this law. Whether we get enough, well, that's another question. It is constantly ticking up. That is 54% war score from that alone. Yeah, let's hit this place. Why not? How my other army's doing. Okay, what we're actually going to do is start the move here because it's going to take us several months to get there. So we'll just try to remember at the start of December we need to declare war. Won't ransom any of them. Alright. Look at all these damned approval messages. I mean, I like having them there because it lets me know what's going on, so I'm not going to tell them to go away forever. But holy shit, guys. Look at them all. My finger is going to fall off. Come on. You know what? Only show them in the log. Done. Because we're going to do a fair bit of law changing around. This is almost past. I believe we'll still get a notification when it passes. Just not one for, you know, every single bastard who votes on it. How we doing? Peace? Yeah, peace sounds good, doesn't it? England. England, England, England. Azerbaijan is converted to the Catholic faith. England isn't a high priority for us now because that's one of the ones that we're going to release anyway, and they're already Catholic. Down here needs reconversion. Yeah. Okay, good. We've won this place for the Knights Templar. Good on them. This guy has no way he's going to accept being in a war with us now, so let's try and assassinate him. See how we go. Oh, we might be able to do it depending on what sort of percentage these guys can get us to. Oh, and Syria. We were going to attack Syria. Holy War for Tigris, because Tripoli is just kind of out. Which is a shame. But yeah, we'll take this piece of Tigris off these guys. Done. Should be a fairly quick war. Church infrastructure in Nuremberg increased, so we'll buy them a monastic school straight up. It's a shame that there's no sort of military school or anything like that I've noticed. I mean, it says that you can get tech points from buildings here, but I don't know which ones. Look at this, 5.558 per month. That's insane. This one over here is pretty good too. Don't do that. It's bad form. Okay, we're just waiting for this last guy to turn up. Like, this guy here, 71%. We can totally do this. Okay, so that guy was worth about 16. This should be enough for us. December's coming up, so we should start our war with Vachiaki. Holy War for Perm, off we go. And they'll get there in a few days. Quicker than these guys will be able to move out, which is the important part there. Yeah, man. There's our battle. Good, my son has encouraged the Doge of Pisa to like me. Apparently there's a river crossing there. God, you guys thought you saw rage in the Flappy Goat video? You have not yet encountered my strong dislike of Europa Universalis' river crossing system. But we will totally get to that. Now, if the Art of War expansion for Europa Universalis comes out in the meantime, like before we actually start playing it, we will definitely be using it, assuming that it doesn't break anything terribly. Which is a pretty big assumption to make, you'll find. Okay, we're just getting this guy to ransom off people before we finalize that war. Okay, how big is the Baton Sultanate? It's pretty big, but it's all down here. So, a holy war for Barcelona will get us these provinces here. And then presumably we'd be doing a holy war with the Hassan Sultanate for the remainder of Barcelona. And Urgel here. Let's just check their troop numbers. First of all, this is a little bit weird, but whenever you're comparing or trying to find numbers on the Islamic states, you've got to look at the actual name. See, this isn't technically, this isn't going to show up in the ledger as a Baton Sultanate. It's going to show up as Mauritania. And this one here is going to show up as Andalusia. Which is fine, we've just got to remember that. So, Mauritania or Andalusia. Well, there's Mauritania, they have 9,000 troops. Good. And Andalusia has 25,000. So we should be able to take them with this army here, assuming we play smart, and we are very smart. Look at these guys. Exceptional. So for Baton Sultanate, it's a holy war for Barcelona. And odds are he won't be able to call in too many people because he's Shia. and most of the other Muslims are Sunni. So he can't call on them. It's the same reason that we can't call on, you know, members of the Orthodoxy to help us out. We called in Perm, but it's not going to matter because we're going to go for peace in just a moment. Offer peace, yes, enforce demands, wonderful. We get all that stuff. Now, I would like a Littlefinger to hold this realm because it's part of what we're going to give away when we get the rest of Perm. So, let's find a Littlefinger. A nice young one, thank you. So let's just order by age, all good. You! Jeez, I hope that little message didn't show up. Thank you, antivirus. Well, let's partner him off with this woman here. Just real quick. Oh, good. They already partnered. Yes? No? Oh, we have to wait for his liege to actually accept it. So in 5 days. Meanwhile, this army should head back over to Norway. This army down here should join them in Norway. Good. I can't do anything up there, so let's just give that place away to this dude. And it's the county of Ochaki. Done. Okay, so we're sorted up there for a while. We can't declare war on Perm. I don't want to declare war on Volga, Bulgaria. And I believe that I still have a truce with the Ruthenian for another 2 years. Yeah, so that's not a bad thing. 2 years though, so we're gonna hit Norway and then come back. And Cumania is the other one. God, I'm really waiting to see when the Mongols show up because this is going to be interesting. Like, really interesting when they do. Anyway, we're taking attrition here. Quite a bit of it, so I'm actually going to attack this place. Not the smartest of ideas, but we are going to get, like, you know, get through. Done. We kidnap this lovely young lady here. Let's see if we can ransom her. Nope. So, she gets to enjoy the dungeon entertainment troupe. Oh god, we're taking attrition here too. Not much. But we can attack this place. So we're going to do that. And this place too. This place free. Okay, this last place is actually part of the Abbasid Empire and the Bektashi Order, so we can't actually attack it. But we should be getting ticking war score? No, allegedly not. Let's head on down to Barcelona, or when we take it, that will be Barcelona. Just see if we can ransom some of these people. Alright, fine. Apparently we cannot. So let's try and get rid of this Syrian thing. So what we're doing here is trying to take Mesopotamia. Like, as a whole. It's going to be a bit annoying because of the Abbasids. They hold this bit up here and this bit down here, but we could definitely get rid of Tigris. And that will further give us lines into Persia, though I'm very leery about attacking into Persia. I mean, I know we already own this bit up here because of the Byzantine ribbon strategy, but Persia is way too close to where the Mongols should show up. And the Mongols should show up in Khiva, I believe, over here. Now our son has been very good to us, gotten us a lot of progress in Pisa. So let's just see. Okay, so the Doge has plus 150 from improved relations, but that's only going to get him to 58. So our son can stay there for the moment. Because the Pisan is very pissed off that we changed succession laws around the place and all that sort of thing. As well as just generally being a Pisan. You know, it's what he does. I think it's time to build a new holding somewhere. Aquileia already has 3 bishoprics, that's kind of irritating. There's really... We can build new holdings in places that we don't currently own. I mean, you can see here down in Aquitaine, we can build a new holding here. I'm not too sure about that. We'll build a new holding in Istria, we'll make it a city. We will have to give it away to this guy. Or, you know, to a guy and then transfer vassalage. But it's not so much of a, you know, issue in terms of our eventual strategy for here, which is, of course, to take as much of this area as we can. And by area, I mean the duchies of Bavaria, Austria, and Carinthia. Simply due to how the transference to Europa Universalis works. Okay, looks like we'll set ourselves in for the siege there because of the supply limit is actually in quite a good place for us. I'm actually surprised that we haven't had any rebellions in Baghdad yet due to it being a heretic stronghold. It's a little weird. Military tech is coming along strong, that's good. Oh, apparently... What's this one? This is Barcelona, right? No, Tigris. The Syrian has given up. Done. And I'd like to give that away to another Littlefinger if possible. You know what? It's just a single county. It's not going to matter too much. So I'll probably give it to this guy. Yeah. One note. When you're trying to convert places to your culture, you do have to, got to give them away to a German guy, obviously. That goes without saying. Or a guy of your culture. But the higher that guy's stewardship, the higher the chance. Oh, and of course, over the last few episodes we've been wondering what to call the guys who live in Brittany. Because you can't call them Britons. It's the Bretons. Or the Bretons. I should know that. Okay, so this fight down here was a success, but we'll just let our troops restock before we attack Tigris, I believe it will be. And it'll be a holy war for Tigris. God damned antivirus, I don't care! And following taking Tigris, well then we can come back here and maybe have a go at the Hashemids. It's the supply limit which is giving us a bit of an issue. Though, when we upgrade military organization again, we'll also be upgrading the supply limit again. And in the meantime, if we don't have it by the time we come back there, then we can come over here and start hitting up the Sinai Peninsula. Or maybe Arabia. Arabia would be nice, but the Sinai Peninsula would get us a bit closer to taking Dalmatia here. Where I believe we were going to form a republic. In the meantime though, we still have this war going on over here. It's coming along alright. It's not too big of a deal. actually have to eat something in a moment, so, you know, I'm going to put you guys on mute for a while. Just a few seconds while I chow down on some sugar. But, yeah, this war should just progress as is, so I'll be back in a moment. And I'm back. I apologize for that, but, well, when you have low blood sugar, you've got to do something about it. You can't just sit it out. So in that time, you may have seen this little thing up here, because my plot got found out. You know, because people are kind of drunken assholes. But it's alright. It's okay. I didn't care anyway. Diplomatically explain why I cannot. We have a peasant revolt in Ascalon. Where the fuck is Ascalon? Is that down here in Jerusalem? Yeah, so it is. Alright guys, you got a new mission. So I guess we'll be taking Sinai off the Chulanids. And just to be sure, yep, the Chulanids are the Sultanate of Egypt. Egypt has 32,000 guys, so they're probably they're the fourth strongest. I'm pretty sure we can handle them. We're gonna have to handle them eventually, I'll tell you that. The reason why we're trying to knock off Gerard here... Oh no, it looks like he died. What? He died of natural causes. So, good news. We no longer have a truce up here, so that's where we're going after we get Barcelona. He doesn't like us because we're dishonorable and all that sort of stuff, and he probably will not just join us. Yeah, flat on it. Maybe if we send him some money, but I don't... Actually, you know what? He is content. Let's try. Send him some money, and he'll take the vassalization. Well, good on him. And that will be the last piece of France, so France will begin to integrate itself into our mighty empire. Done. Perfect. So now we're really just waiting on Aquitaine. Can we usurp that title yet? Nope. What are we going to need to usurp it? We can't tell because he's at war. Who's he at war with? War for Castile, which they're losing. And the war for Kartli. Which is... What? Where's Kartli? Is that one of these places here? No, seriously, where the fuck is Kartli? I don't know. Somewhere. I'm gonna try and find it. I'm interested now. Up here. What? Have I accidentally locked the Byzantines into a war? Or was it for a duchy? It could be for the duchy. In which case the Byzantines are trying to subvert the ribbon. It's not going to help them. Not going to help them at all. The truce is expiring with Ireland. Well, that's nice, but I have no reason to go to war with Ireland for the moment. They're all up there in Ireland. You know, it doesn't necessarily matter to me. Now, you can see here that the Umayyad Sultan, or Umayyad dynasty, has a massive issue. Because they have maximum decadence, which means minus 20% income and minus 2/3 of your troops' morale. Now that normally doesn't mean too much. I mean, because the Umayyads are not the rulers of any dynasty, which is surprising, to be quite honest. But what it does mean is when we attack some place who is ruled by the Umayyads, their troop morale is so goddamn low, so we can basically smash through it. Look at that. This one probably be a bit different. Yeah, this one is at base decadence, which is 25%. And that's because it's not like held by the particular guy. Still just gonna smash through though. No reason not to. We could even take this little bit of Valencia off England if we really, really wanted to. But I'd prefer to get all of Barcelona under our stuff first. Yes, yes, we need a new councillor. A new marshal. Ah. And we'll get into why we need that when nobody actually died in a moment. Costanos, you. Ooh. Yeah, you know what? You can just train troops. I don't care. You see, our former marshal is now King of Bulgaria. Could declare war on him, but he really likes us. He's not going to vassal with us because, you know, he's a king and all that sort of business. But, you know, he likes us, so that's good. So maybe now when we declare war on Ruthenia, he won't jump in immediately and be like, hey, buddy. Because if we check for Ruthenian, yes, currently the King of Bulgaria likes us a lot more. Which can only be good. Yeah, we're slowly making progress here. Jousting lists were constructed in Nuremberg, so there's nothing left to build there. Slowly making our way towards this rebellion. We've got about 7 minutes left in the episode, so we'll just try and finish off these wars. Maybe start one with the guys over in Andalusia. Who knows? Could be interesting. Now, if I take this bit up here in Syria, or this bit down here in the Sinai, I may give Jerusalem away, like proper. Little bit hesitant to do it though if we take Sinai, because then we're going to have to wait out the truce here. So we might just sort of not do that for the moment. Because there's no, like, fuck, what's it called? There's a passage. It's not the Sinai Canal, is it? There's no canal down here like there is in real life. You build that in Europa Universalis if you so wish. You know, if you want to spend an absurd amount of money and put up with a bunch of fucking retarded events for, you know, X years while it gets built. Alright, we will not catch these guys, but they will move to Hebron in 3 days, at which point we will change our movement orders to go and attack them there. And they're going to move out in time, but then I'll just move into Hebron and then from there into Ascalon. Wouldn't hurt us. We've got 50 tech points. I would love that in military. It went into economy, which is fine because now we can invest in town infrastructure. Which means in this town here, when we get the money, we're going to build that for them. So that's 1,125 gold. Expensive. Don't get me wrong, very expensive, but worth it. Damn, this place has a lot of dudes. The burghers of Passau demand that city law be set higher than canonical laws, but the bishops protest, declaring that the law of a church should supersede the law of a city. Yeah, so we can either agree with the burghers or the laws should be equal. I think the laws should be equal. But that has reminded me. What? Okay, apparently our levy law didn't pass. Try it again. Yeah, okay, so we've won that rebellion. Good on us. Wonderful. Now this army has refreshed. Interestingly, the Shahrazids are experiencing some revolutions. Now that's very interesting for us because it means that while we have a truce with the Shahrazid guy for a while, we can try like tapping him around a bit. So these are his revolutions. Yeah, he's winning them both. We can't declare war on this one here, but we can declare war on this one here. And that would give us a sizable chunk of Persia, but you know, I don't want that right now. Because that's in, like, the lines of the Mongols. So we're going to ignore his rebellions. Excuse me. And while we ignore his rebellions, we'll attack the Chulnids for the Sinai Peninsula. So we'll get there in 10 days, so I'm comfortable declaring war straight up. He doesn't have any powerful allies, but of course, because we're not claiming Petra, we're actually going for, or, you know, a county claim on Balam, apparently. What? Where is that even? In here, it's a city claim for a place in here. That's absurd. Why do we not have that? We're going for a holy war for Sinai. And because of this, other people are going to jump in as well. That's okay. Now, the key to winning this war is going to be hitting these armies before they form up properly. Unfortunately, we are very restricted in where we can move exactly by, well, pretty much by the fact that we can only move along the borders. But that's okay, we're just going to try and take as much of Sinai as we can while we wait for dudes to move around and for attrition to take its toll. These guys are still moving very slowly. It's the weirdest move I've seen you guys make yet. There's no way that can be time efficient. Eh, whatever. This army's there already. We're almost at the point where we have our max retinues. We might look into getting a 4th army if the retinues get that big, but I'm not looking to get anybody over 21,000 men. The trade post in Damietta got burnt. Oh well. I'm sure it'll be fine. Town infrastructure in Nuremberg has increased. Well, that's nice, but not all that important for us. We're saving up money for that university upgrade. Alright, that's increased the... We've managed to increase the supply limit in Faramar and presumably Sinai. Yep, by a little bit. That's good, so let's just grab this town while we're at it. And we've done that because we now control neighboring stuff. Good. So now what we do, we take this huge ass army here and we put it in Faramar. And we do that because it is the only way, apart from this crossing all the way down here, that the Chilonids have to get their troops over here without using boats. Oh no, another trade post got wiped out. Oh, so distraught. We do have some boats moving around there from the Button Sultanate. Some of that's a host fleet though. I'm not worried about that. So yes, attrition will be a thing. An annoying thing. Have we won yet? Nope, okay. Down to Tortusha. And I'm actually just going to try and straight up destroy this army here. Because we have better supply limits in Sinai itself and in Elliot. Or Elit. This place. But we are actually running out of time. Yeah, it's the end of the episode. But we're going to let this battle... Well, we're not going to let it occur because these guys are going to escape all of a sudden. But we are just going to put my troops down there and start the move up. Or we'll just besiege this place because fuck it, that'll do. Alright, well, it's the end of the episode. So, if you have any questions or comments, well, please go ahead and leave them below and I'll get to them as soon as possible. Still looking for opinions on what we're going to do with the conversion to Europa Universalis. Episode 106 if you're unsure what the choices are. And yeah, if you liked the video, please leave a like on it. That'd be helpful for me to, you know, work out what you guys are into. Wink. And if you liked it so much that you would enjoy seeing more, please subscribe. In the meantime though, I've been Sub, you've been yourselves. Later.